Hey, happy Friday to you. Welcome back to another edition of the Friday Funnies. Well, you know, it's the middle of October, and we are entering the scariest time of the year. In 2 weeks, we will celebrate Halloween by dressing up as something really scary. I was going to dress like Nancy Pelosi, but it takes too long to put on the makeup. Just ask her. Then I thought about dressing like Donald Trump, but I was afraid I might get called into a deposition. So I'm going to go as the stock market. I'll go up one street and then down that street and then down another street and then down another street until everybody runs out of candy. After Halloween comes the scariest day of the year, Election Day. I hate all the political ads about who's a liar and who's a worse liar. I think elections should be decided like everything else in America by a reality show. Put all of the candidates on a secluded island with only their cell phones and see who makes it out alive. We'll call it Junket in the Jungle. But we still have 3 weeks of stressful ads, so instead of watching them, take time out for the Friday Funnies. I'm Dale Irvin, and I approve this message. You know, we've all read about online romances that prove to be scams to get somebody's money. Most of the time, the stories are almost believable, but this one leaves me stunned. A 65-year-old Japanese woman was conned out of 4.4 million yen, that's about $30,000, by a man who claimed to be a Russian astronaut calling her from space. He told her that he wanted to marry her when he got to Earth, but the problem was he needed money to pay for landing fees and a rocket to fly home. The astronaut con remains on the loose, and by now he's probably transformed into an Olympic cornhole player who needs money to go to the tryouts in Paris. In Baldwinsville, New York, James Thompson is the superintendent of the school district, and he attended a recent football game at Baker High School. He was in the student section when he thought it would be a good idea to go crowd surfing. This is when several people lift you up over their heads and pass you hand to hand over the crowd. It's normally performed by people who are very drunk, and Superintendent Thompson was no exception. Several students in the crowd said that Thompson seemed to be a little goofed up when he yelled out, "Don't try this at home, I'm a professional." Police were called, and when Thompson got into his car and started to drive away, the police stopped him and issued a DUI. The search is now on for a new superintendent who can survive in a mosh pit. Friday Funnies follower Jim Clemmer sent me this story from Albany, New York, where Calvin Bautista was arrested for trying to smuggle goods from Canada to the U.S. He wasn't trying to smuggle drugs or poutine, but he had 3 Burmese pythons stuffed in his pants. The Burmese python is one of the world's largest snakes, and this muttonhead stuffed 3 of them in his pants. The pythons are regulated by an international treaty, and Calvin could face 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. I pity the poor guy if he goes to prison where all the other prisoners will say, "Hey, there's the boy who likes snakes stuck in his pants. Let's make him happy." That's it for another week, my friends. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Please pass these funnies on to everyone you know. And listen to my podcast, Another Day Above Ground. It'll make you laugh too. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend. Try to laugh every day. And I'll see you next Friday.